The Arizona Coyotes are a quagmire, a team currently without a home and nobody knows where they're going to end up. A lot of fans in the desert are hoping that a competitive team will help sway local opinion and keep the team in the area. And lots of fans out there are bullish on the Arizona Coyotes. I am not one of them. Coyotes fans, here's why I hate your stupid fucking team.
I never heard of half of these guys, and the ones I do know are way past their prime.
Most of these guys never had a prime. This guy here is dead.
Cross him off then.
Good God, look at this toxic landfill of a lineup. Sometimes you look at a team and you ask, how are they planning on winning games this year? I look at this lineup and I just ask, why? Why even invent the game of hockey if this is what it's going to end up being? Your top line is stacked with young talent in Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz, and Barrett Hayton. The scary thing is that they are all good to some degree. Just imagine what they could do outside of the hyperbolic talent suppression chamber that is the Arizona Coyotes. The rest of your lineup is made up of players who have the weight of fan expectations on them, like Logan Cooley, or have already begun their path towards the title of NHL busts, like Lawson Krause and Dylan Guenther. You have Nick Bjugstad and Jack McBain centering your bottom two lines, which is just so peak Coyotes, it's crazy. The two players exist to take up space, whether it's on the ice or on the roster, just like the Coyotes do in the NHL. All of your defensemen are under the age of 30, which would normally be a good thing, except A, you've never really showed any ability to develop a young D-man, B, nobody on your blue line, or really in your org, or your state, has any clue what they're doing, and C, it begs the question of why did you bother to take another blue liner with your top pick in the draft? As a result of being behind this piss-poor defense, your two goaltenders are basically cannon fodder this year. I won't even bother to learn their names, I'll just read them off their headstones when they die from what I can only assume will be some sort of blunt force trauma from being pelted with 1,000 pucks every game. Poor saps.
Anybody got an idea?
It's Andre Turigny, pictured here having given the smarmiest answer possible in a congressional hearing. Turigny had never been an NHL head coach before getting to Arizona and has a 53-90-21 record in his 2 years there. Naturally, the Yotes decided to not only keep him for another year, but to extend his contract for another 3, because when you got a coach with a 42% rate, you better make sure that nobody swoops in to get him.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the new guy.
In terms of what's new, it's a lot of short-term sightings that got the team to the salary floor. This team operates like a fucking money laundering scheme anyway, always ready to pull up stakes for the inevitable move to Houston or Quebec at a moment's notice. You did sign a couple of big-name players in Jason Zucker and Matt Dumba. At least in Dumba's case, you've got an actual good player, so please enjoy whatever meager compensation you manage to get back for him when you flip him at the deadline. The Coyotes also splurged and spent big money on Alex Kerfoot? $3.5 million for a guy who one time racked up 50 points playing on the offensive juggernaut that is the Toronto Maple Leafs? Yep, like I said, money laundering scheme. The Yotes also had 2 top 12 draft picks and in true Arizona fashion somehow still managed to fuck up on both of them. First, you passed up on Matvei Michkov for the project defenseman of Dmitry Simashev. Simashev was not anticipated to go in the top 15, let alone at 7 where you took him. Then at number 12 you took Daniel Butt, who was projected to be a late round pick. Zach Benson got drafted 1 pick later by Buffalo. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt you. Listen, Coyotes brass, I know you probably did a lot of homework and you have your reasons for going for these off-the-board picks, but let me clue you in on a little secret.
Actually, ma'am, I have a better idea.
No, you don't. Mike history's proven that.
You gay Irish fireman, you're okay. But you, I do not like.
Their young core of Keller, Cooley, and Guenther is going to be really fun to watch in a few years, so get ready for that, citizens of Kansas City. You're probably going to finish last or second to last in your division. Again, Arizona State will probably outdraw you in their/your home barn. Your proposal to remain in Arizona will fail for the trillionth time because the citizens of Glendale decide that a boba tea and vape shop-filled strip mall has a better chance of being profitable than the Coyotes ever will. The NHL will dig in its heels and refuse to call time of death on this Terry Schiavo of a franchise, and we'll all be back here in exactly 1 year to do this whole thing all over again. I thought the Coyotes were the ones who were supposed to be dragging the animal carcasses.